share what your name is, how long you've been training at Derby City, and what belt you are. So, also I've been training at Derby City for about 10 years. I've been training for about 19 years total. I'm Jeff, and I'm a black belt.
Gideon, I've been training, since July 01, so about coming up about 3 years. No, just past 3 years. Man, blue.
I'm Steve. I'm a white belt. Been training here since February of this year.
I'm Alex. I'm a white belt. I've been here in Derby City for about a month.
I'm Justin. I've been at Derby City for about 2.5 years. I'm blue belt.
Alejandro, I'm a blue belt. Been here for about on and off for 4 years.
Chris, white belt, 4 months.
Adam, I'm a blue belt. Been here for about a year.
Cody, white belt, been here since October, so how many months that is?
Ryan, purple belt, been training 7.5 years, but 4 years here, 4.5 years.
Alright. Pablo, from Brazil. I just moved into Louisville, arrived this week. Been training for 20 years, black belt. I was training in Dubai before with the team of Dubai. And heard a lot about Chewy, so first time here, first day. And yeah, looking forward for the training. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you. We've got Kevin back there. Kevin just walked in. He's one of our purple belts. Kevin, how long have you been training?
Oh, I guess it's been like 6 or something.
Yeah. And then Zeke's one of our purple belts. He's been here for about 4 or 5 years. Or been training for about 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
Alright. Alright guys, let's work on our Ashi drills or our reverse daily Hiva drills. You can pick whichever one. Where's Zeke? So partner's gonna stand up. We have feet spread apart. We're gonna get our hips past their hips. Bring our knees back up. We want our hips off the mat. We don't want to be on the mat, so hips up off the mat. Got our knees in on both sides. We're gonna kick one leg through and rotate to the side. You can use your hands as a way to rotate back and forth. When your back is kind of balled up, it's easier to rotate. So kick one knee through, rotate to one side. Foot should be under your armpit. Stick the heel up. And then climb the legs. So I'm shooting my hips up off the mat into single X or Ashi position. When I come back down, inside knee goes to the far leg. Reset in the center, opposite side. Whenever you shoot up in single X, make sure you are pinching your knees together, toes pointed out. At no time should you have both knees out like this. Because if I do that, he can just sit right down in the mount, right? So you've always got to have one knee shield in, protecting the position. That's option one. Option two is our reverse daily Hiva drill. We're gonna sit on the outside of his foot. So my butt's on the outside, my inside, my daily Hiva hooks is hooked. And I'm gonna go elbow deep with my grip. Not too worried about what the outside foot is doing. Typically in this position, we would be controlling the hip, but for this drill, we're gonna let this loose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uppercut, and as I uppercut, I'm going to extend with my leg to invert up to my shoulder. I should be able to do this back and forth if I wanted to. It means you're doing it correctly. But if you have to reach to the far side until you get the hang of it, that's not a problem. So if you have to reach, think about foot to the inside, hand to the outside during this entire drill. So as I invert, foot to the inside, hand to the outside, rotate around. Foot to the inside, hand to the outside. Any questions? All right, partner up, pick one or the other. 1, 2, 3.
Nothing hanging, man.
When?
Nothing hanging, right?
You didn't show
Oh,
up.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
When I was counting on you, you let me down.
Oh my God, that was.
And go.
I was the one guy that slept in recognition.
You guys don't want to do this for 15 minutes, do you? Your abs may get a little tired. Oops, I forgot to start it.
Not even the 1 minute yet.
I actually tired just from doing the demonstration. Make sure you guys keep at least one knee in the entire time. Keep your abs, your core engaged. Keep your chin tucked. I'll keep at least one knee in. Yep. Good. Reset in the center. Good. And go to the other side.
I would walk.
These abs feeling good? Switch top to bottom. This one's spread out a little bit too. Let's get you two down here a little bit. Come this way a little bit, guys. This way. Good. And load up. And begin. Everyone's looking pretty good. Make sure you pinch your knees when you shoot your hips up in a single X.
Just like that.
Look that side.
You are burning fat.
Time. Alright, and just when you all thought you were getting a break, now I want you to do the opposite one. So if you just did the single X Yashi drill, I want you to do a reverse Hiva drill. Since most of you are doing that drill, I'll go over it again. Come here, Ryan. So just to cover this one again, I'm going to sit on the outside of his foot. So this is the reverse daily Hiva position. I'm outside of his foot. My arm's going to go between my hip and his ankle. I want to go elbow deep. I don't want to have a loose grip just like this. I want to go all the way in, elbow deep. We call this the scoop grip. I've got my daily Hiva hook. In the actual position, I would be hooking this behind his thigh, controlling this position right here. Right now, we're just sitting loose for the drill for drilling purposes. So again, I'm going to uppercut with my bottom arm. I'm going to extend with my top leg. And I'm going to invert. If you have trouble doing that, you could reach to the far leg to pull yourself around. Think about foot to the inside, hand to the outside. And you can just go back and forth. Foot to the inside, hand to the outside. Foot to the inside, hand to the outside. Foot to the inside, hand to the outside. So if you were just doing the Yashi drill, do the reverse daily Hiva. If you're doing the reverse daily Hiva, do the Yashi drill. We're going to smoke those abs this morning. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and load up. And go.
You are improving fitness.
Very good. Nice. Now this is the first time for many of you guys. Just keep practicing to the best you can. It will get prettier over time. Put your left foot to the inside. Oh, very close. But here, left foot goes to the inside, and then go around. Nice. Keep that arm right there.
I don't know if I've gotten pretty good.
No, it's good. It's just like,
Nice job. There you go. Yeah, pretty good. You're right there. Now this left hand, don't get it to the outside. Yeah, foot goes to the, not your knee, but your foot. Yep, just like that. This foot comes out. That's it. Nice. 10 seconds. Nice job, Cody. Man, y'all are looking great. See, there's nothing to be afraid of. Time. Switch top to bottom. Go ahead and load up. And begin.
Done this move many times.
So this one's gonna go to the outside, and then foot is gonna go to the inside. Yep, and just rotate around. That's it. Nice. Got the outside of the foot, outside of the hip. Yeah, good. That's it. Nice job. Why your face just a little bit to see him get in? Oh, really? Good boy. Alright, so we'll sit your butt to the outside of his foot.
Thursday class did do
Yeah, your right leg out to the inside. Yeah, almost right. And then right, yeah, that's it. There, that's the position. And then as you rotate it up,
It's actually.
that's it.
Right. They need to find a clock class.
Perfect. Great job, everybody. All right. Here, Zeke. So we're going to continue on with the theme of injuries. We're going to stand injuries for quite a while. We're gonna enter into the reaping position, which is going to take us to the Russian knee knot. There's a sequence of positions here called, Dean Lister calls them over, game over, and ultimate game over. The Russian knee knot is the middle of that, the game over portion of that. We're going to get into that position from butter half. So this is our half guard, right? We've got our bottom leg hook, we've got our knee shield in the top. Butter half is simply switching our foot to the inside. So we've got a butterfly hook in half guard. That's where the phrase butter half comes from. Pretty simple. As far as my knee position in butter half, I typically have it almost in his armpit. And I'm really not too worried if this knee's poking out. I actually prefer this knee to be poking out in this position because I've got the hook. That's really what I'm focusing on in this position. Not so much the knee shield. If you do want to put your knee in, you can. I wouldn't go past the outside of his pec because if I start getting my knee in too much, he can start to collapse this leg down. So I really want to focus on keeping this knee vertical or off to the like I said, the inside between the two of us, or the outside between the two of us. To get to butter half, it can be as simple as scooting your hips back, putting your toes in, and then scooting back in. There are, of course, some fancier options, but it really is easy to get into the butter half position. I don't ever find myself struggling to get to butter half. Just by simply hipping back, switching my feet, and coming in. Now, one of my favorite entries to do from here is to start to reap. To get that position, first I want to underhook the near side leg. And again, this is a position that's typically easy to get to, unless I've tried a couple times and they're expecting, in which case they may sprawl this leg back a little bit and keep it out of my reach. But as long as we're sitting there playing this position, I'm not staring at this leg just waiting for it to come close to me. It's an opportunity that often presents itself. So I don't really have any fancy ways to get under this leg. I'm just simply playing my game. I'm waiting for the knee to be somewhere even close to me, and all I'm doing is shooting underneath and getting elbow deep. Now from here, I want to scoop my hips in. I want to be tight. I'm curling my bottom leg. So step one, shoot underneath. Keep my frame so he's not smashing me out. Now from here, I'm going to extend my bottom leg. Let me back up. I'm going to first shoot my hips underneath him, similar to our hip shovel position. Typically when we hip shovel, we drop this leg to the middle, which you certainly can at this, but it's not necessary. We don't need to go quite as deep here. So if you want to drop that foot and hip shovel underneath, you can. If you want to keep your leg hooked, you can as well. So I am hip shoveling underneath and then bringing this leg up and pushing at the same time. So I'm pushing up his chest, uppercutting and picking up with my arm, and I'm reaping now with this leg. So the reap, when we talk about reaping, reaping is when this bottom leg comes up over the top and I cross this imaginary, come over here.
It sounded like there was a knot.
You gotta lock it.
Somebody's here. Yeah, I was just wondering if I could sign up. Jeff, we're not signing, no sign ups right now, right?
I tell you what's up, man. You can come in and have a seat. Give me about 15 minutes. You got some time?
Okay.
Give me a minute to get these guys started. I'll come chat with you.
Yes, sir.
You have a seat, maybe a chair on there somewhere.
Alright, I'll just stand. It's fine.
Alright, so reaping. There's this imaginary center line of his leg. When my foot starts to cross that center line and I start to drive his knee to the inside, that's reaping. So you guys hear about not being allowed to reap. For the most part, you can't reap in competition unless you're no-gi advanced or expert or like purple belt and up in general. I know in the IBJJF, only adult brown and black belts can reap in no-gi. That's one of the more strict rule sets, but typically purple belt and up, advanced and up in no-gi. You can never reap in the gi. So, going back to where we were, come on back down. First step, underhook this thigh. Hand is now on the armpit. I'm going to hip shovel underneath, and as I'm pushing him away, this bottom leg is coming up, and I'm raising this leg up. So I've got a good strong position right here, but I can't heel from this position because I'm underneath his leg. So I'm going to have to bring my arm up to attack the heel hook. Now, which direction I go is going to depend on what he does, how he responds. If he starts to turn away, I'm going to turn with him, and I'm going to grip. But what I don't want to do is keep turning. If I keep turning, he's going to roll with me, and we're going to have to fight this rolling battle. So I don't want to keep rolling. The way I finish my outside heel hooks is instead of rolling with my body, I'm going to hip in because I want to stop the roll. And the other way I stop the roll is by using my door stop. So let's go back to this position. I've got my butter half, shooting underneath with my underhook, hand the armpit. I'm going to hip shovel underneath, lift his leg, bring my leg over top, extract my arm, and if he starts to turn away, I'm going to hook with my bottom leg, which prevents the roll, and I'm going to grip, and I'm going to bridge instead of continuing the rotation. All right? So this is step one today I want us to focus on. This is what Dean Lister calls the over position. We're not quite the Russian knee knot just yet. This is step one, it's the over. It's the weakest of the ones that we're covering today, but it's still finishable. So quite a few finishes from right here. You've got to have his bottom leg blocked with this hook, so I'm extending to keep him from rotating. I'm getting my grip, and I'm bridging into him instead of rotating down. But really what I want to do, I want to just square up with him. All right? Any questions about this position?
What's the bottom leg blocking?
The bottom leg is blocking it from continuing his rotation. So what he wants to do, if I am causing this heel to move, he wants to spin with it. So this leg isn't there, and he's going to spin with it. Yep. So what this bottom leg is doing is preventing that from happening. So I've got my grip, and I'm bridging into it. This is the lowest finish rate of what we'll cover today, but it's step one, it is finishable. We'll talk about how he responds and some other options after this one. Any questions? Let's get through it. Let's get through and switch each time. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that extension.
That looks pretty good. Yeah, really. What did you do Saturday? Yeah, I did Saturday. Still bruised.
You alright, Ryan?
Yeah, no, I was telling what happened on Saturday.
Okay.
Didn't do anything. Just yeah, he didn't do it. Didn't do it. It might just be because this one's not very high percentage. Yeah.
But I do sometimes.
I felt like my knee, you were losing my knee a little bit.
Well, 90 arm, actually. Yep, yep, right.
It does.
Yep. So finish with your wrist right there. Yep. Am I supposed to this bottom foot, kick it through?
Yeah.
And you just hook. Yeah.
I love your options.
Sounds good, man.
Yep, right there. You feel all tight again.
Yeah.
This entry.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so easy.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
Yeah, this is such an easy entry.
and it feels nice because you've got the
Get your
platform.
grip, Zeke. With the wrist, blade the wrist, palm down, just elbow back. Good. There we go.
I made sure to emphasize that last week. Make sure you do this.
I believe you. I believe you. It's always my coach is watching. Finish the last rep.
I told them, I was like, Jeff, all gets mad at it. You guys are doing this, make sure you do this.
Come here, Zeke. So another way I'll end up in this position, and we're not gonna focus on this right now, but I just want you to see it, is if I'm in honey hole. So sit back for me, get honey hole. So if I'm in honey hole,
You are burning fat.
right? So this is our honey hole position, and they start to roll. As he starts to roll, you want to roll to your right. I'm gonna hook, and as he rolls, I'm gonna pass this to that same side. So I'll also end up in this position. And I love this finish. I absolutely love this finish right here. Anytime somebody rolls, oftentimes, come on back real quick. Oftentimes people will try to invert with them and finish, like try to roll faster and catch it and finish, which you definitely can. It's a strong attempt. But what I've been doing a lot lately is instead of trying to chase them while rolling, if they roll, I hook, pass the leg to the opposite side, and finish them right here. The key to this finish, and this is the exact same position we were just in a moment ago, we just got here a different way. The key to this finish is I've got to block this bottom leg with my foot, and whenever I get my grip, I'm not rotating down. So I don't want to promote the roll. Instead, I'm bridging into his foot. Okay? Let's talk about this grip real quick now so we get a chance to feel it. This grip, when we first come up, we're under the foot, right? What I want to do is I want to come under the leg and pinch back. So I'm swimming under the leg and pinching back. Swimming under the leg and pinching back. I want to keep everything tight. What I don't want to do is this right here, because I'm loosening up and he's going to have a chance to move his foot. All right. So if I'm underneath this foot, all I'm doing is swimming underneath the leg, staying tight. Bring my elbow back. Whenever I'm getting my heel hook grip, I want to think about this motion. So I've now got my elbow on top of this ankle, swing back. Okay, going back, getting my grip. I want to stop with this ankle on the blade of my wrist, gable grip. We can also do our butterfly grip. The key thing here is the blade of my wrist or the back of my wristwatch. What I don't want is the forearm. The reason behind this is because it's much softer on this side. It's going to be easier for him to do a heel slip. And I also don't want him down by my elbow, because if he's by my elbow, he can definitely heel slip out through the elbow. That's his goal. His goal is to get his heel from the wrist down to my elbow, and slide out. All right, come on back up. Butt half. So now here's the next part of this. Let's say he doesn't keep rolling away, he tries to turn back into us. If he tries to turn back into us, he's in a lot of trouble. His best option truly is to roll away and to roll faster to work on his escape from that position. But if he tries to turn back into us, which a lot of people will, a lot of times when people get off balance, their first response is to square back up. And if he does that, he's in trouble. So we get our underhook, hand goes to the armpit. We're going to do our hip shovel underneath, pushing away. We're now 90 degrees perpendicular. Foot comes up to reach, and I'm gonna start to lift. Now if he turns back into me, this is where I'm going to start to enter into the Russian knee knot or the game over position, because he's turning back in. If he turns away, I really can't get there very easily. So at this time, I'm going to shoot my leg through. I'm going to put this foot through the opposite side. Now this is a pretty tight position for him. I'm staying tight, I'm pinching. Once I've got my foot through, now I'm swimming underneath, and I'm starting my attack. So this alone has some weird torque on his knees. I could probably get a lesser opponent to tap just by doing a kind of awkward angle and awkward pressure. By this point, he's going to start to turn away. He won't try to turn into me anymore. He's going to start to turn away because it's awkward. And if he does that, that's where I've got my heel hook. The difference here is I've got both feet behind his knee, and just like it's growing back into this is super. I feel a lot of pressure right here on the knee, so make sure you're careful with your point when you do this. So yeah, get behind this, let's go relax and go, tingle without blowing your knee out. So the idea behind this is if they make a mistake of trying to square back up with you, they're giving you the game over position, also known as the Russian knee knot. So let's do it again. Let's So here we are, we've got our butter half, we've got our frame up, we're going to shoot in with the underhook. Hand goes to the armpit. You can drop your foot to the hip shovel or you can keep your foot in. We're not focusing on a really deep hip shovel, so this extra step isn't necessary. Hip shovel underneath, push the armpit, leg comes up to reap, we're pushing away, extending, and if he comes back into me, that's great news for us. We're going to turn our hips, we're going to weave our foot through, extract the arm. So I've got a really odd pressure on that knee. So as he starts to turn back into me, I'm going to rotate back, force him away, poke my foot through. Now he can't turn into me. He's going to knee bar himself. So pretty awkward, huh? So he's going to start to turn away, and as he starts to turn away, I'm going to get my grip. So I've got both feet blocking his leg. Whole lot of pressure on his knee right here. I don't have to do a whole lot. And it's right there. All right, let's untangle. My legs are stuck in there. Any questions about the Russian knee knot? This entry is the Russian knee knot.
So with your reaping leg, you trying to get that foot all the way behind his hamstring?
Yes, that's the goal. Yep. So if he squares back up with me, he's opening that back leg up and allowing me to weave it through. All right. All right. 1, 2, 3. Be very careful with your partners here. It's an awkward angle when they start to square back up with you. It's also difficult to untangle once you got entangled.
Then, square up.
Weave that foot through. Weave that right foot through. Good.
Feel it? Yeah, I tell you.
Open up more. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. So what you want to do is scoot your hips in close to your hips. Yeah, good. Now we have those toes.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, extend them, push them out. Good. Turn the right toes in. But you have to grip that heel.
So, but then I can't actually get this under until you.
So that's where you've got to turn. You've got to reap a little bit more. Drive his knee in. And you're gonna make him rotate away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The one that's driving that?
If he's turning back into, he's opening that space up, he's giving you the opportunity to put that foot in there, is the idea. Yeah, good position.
So, come with it then.
Yeah, as the bottom person, I need to force your leg over there after you.
Is that from the right side?
Yeah, that was
I just started doing that.
Your goal is to get your toes.
We're trying to find out how the hell you all are making more room.
All right.
So,
we're trying very hard.
from here. So the first time when you start to turn in,
The initial.
that's gonna get me there, and then I'm forcing. Oh.
You are in
You guys getting it?
I think so. It's just a matter of weaving our foot.
It's just getting, yeah, it is a hard angle there.
Right here, like reach down.
Yeah.
I like that. That makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Getting on that on the shoulder.
Yeah.
You are burning fast.
No, you're good. I want you to scoot your hips out.
Yeah, is that how you?
Yeah, me too.
You are improving fitness.
Yeah.
No real way to open it.
Pretty good. Give those toes a little bit deeper. That's it.
I can't get it with that leg still straight like I should.
So,
Yeah.
is this it? It seems like. Okay, so here, when he squares up, that lets me turn my hip
Scoot your
over.
hips out. Yep. Which will continue the reap and driving him to turn. But while you're doing this, you should be weaving his foot right back there.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. So.
And you should be able to do it without having to invert. Yep. He's now turned quite a bit, which he's basically starting to escape. Scoot your hips out.
Scoot out.
Not away, like out that way. Sorry.
Oh.
Yep. There you go.
Through.
Yep.
Here, without
Leaping me down.
getting.
I'll just
Can I see you doing it?
It's not this guy. It's still, it's
So I guess they said the opposite.
So from
He starts
there,
to square up, so I'm extending with my bottom leg, and I am rotating my hips out.
okay.
This time I had, so I was being nice to us. I could tell it was hurting his knee.
Yeah, that's tight.
Yeah, ideally I wouldn't have to invert though.
Okay.
Probably just position there and then
Now I can't, now I can't even get my leg and
Yeah.
it's so tight.
You are burning fat.
Alright, I'm gonna finish your last rep. We'll keep working on this sequence, and there are other entries into Russian, this is just one option for this Butterhalf entry.
I had the right idea.
Good.
Yeah.
What's that?
So what we're hitting is an outside heel hook. An outside heel hook is probably one of the lowest percentage finishes when it comes to heel hooks. They're the easiest ones for your opponent to invert and roll out of, which is basically what they're doing today. We're just stopping them. We're putting that bottom foot in the doorstop. And once we get that Russian knee knot in, we're having the top foot as well. Come here, Zeke. We'll cover more for the next several weeks in the same sequence. Sit back. We'll put you in Ashi. So another way to look at what the Russian knee knot is, here's our Ashi position. What I'm doing is I'm driving this top leg through. You wanna try to square it with me? Good. I'm driving this top leg through and I'm hooking it with this top. My reaping leg is doing the hooking this time. So the first one we did, what Dean Lister calls the over position, is we're hooking it with the bottom leg. We're basically passing it off to the top leg. Alright? So we go from over, game over, and the next and final step will be ultimate game over. Alright, because we just haven't gotten there yet. That's just another way of trapping that secondary leg. And the whole purpose of this is so that we can finish an outside heel hook without them rolling away. Because that's what he wants. That's the natural response anyone's going to do when you start attacking an outside heel hook, is they're going to roll away. It's fairly easy to defend and escape an outside heel hook. This is a way to stop that from happening. Is by blocking this bottom leg, either over, game over, or the Russian knee knot, ultimate game over. If you guys want to look up some Dean Lister YouTube videos, this is the sequence that he talks about. And we'll talk about different entries on how to get here. Any questions about what we covered today? Alright y'all, let's get some rounds in. We'll get 4 or 5 minute rounds in. Remember, it's leg locks only. Leg locks only. Catch and release. Don't break in your partner. If they don't tap, just let it go. It doesn't matter. And if you're getting attacked, tap quick. It's not worth the injury. Alright guys? Partner up. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and start from Butterhalf. And if there's a submission, switch off the bottom. But it's a full roll, leg locks only from Butterhalf.
Thanks for training. Appreciate it.
It just feels like it just burns. Like they're all burning.
Partner up, soft hands.
Yeah, still look like that.
Whatever position you want.
This doesn't make it.
Oh, you can't roll this, right?
Yeah, it's making it. No one's taking
How you feeling?
I was feeling great.
Good.
Like, there's only certain things that kind of hurts. Like earlier when I was doing the Ashi drill, that hurt for some reason. I guess where I was pulling.
Oh yeah, reaching and pulling.
It's just weird angles, but the daily evil one didn't bother me. It's weird. I'm finding weird things that hurt, weird things that don't.
Yeah, well, when you find those weird things that hurt, don't keep doing them.
Exactly.
Do a second.
I'll make you like more of that. That was a good threat.
That was a last minute effort.
That was the maintainer.
Yeah.
Gideon, is that your I'm getting to it, sir?
Oh shit.
Dang.
No, I'm good.
How's that?
What happened?
Trying to into it.
You just popped. Turned into what?
I was getting.
He was locking it in, and
And then
it torqued.
What were you locking in?
I was going for a hill.
You turned into it?
Just turned.
I don't remember even turning. I just know he was rolling into it. Oh, yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I popped that.
Fuck.
Ryan, you may be the only person I met that gets injured more than I do.
Me.
Don, switch partners, slap hands. You hear it?
Oh, I heard, I felt it reverberated again.
Switch partners, slap hands. Here we go. That's nice. I'm gonna get you over the bench. You gonna lay against the mast on the wall? Yeah. Which knee is it? Right one. Which one's been your injured knee? Which one did I injure? Your left. Okay. That's your good knee now.
Alright, we were doing good. We were going back and forth. We were stopping each other. And the defense, it wasn't even in. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't remember rolling the wrong direction. I was working on fighting the feet, untangling and everything.
Yeah. What position were you at?
Oh, it was cross-side.
Yeah. Are you reaping Kalashi?
I think so. I think they work over. Yeah. Over here. And then he went that way into the deep.
Yeah.
No idea.
Move this way.
For those, we usually, when you're starting new positions, take this up.
No, I'm sorry, I ruined your.
How dare you do that? There's also ice in the front, I guess, if you don't have anything.
Yeah, I thought I did, but ice is. Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. No, it was good. I thought we were doing the right thing.
I could feel the.
I'm telling you, it went from nothing to like there was pressure and then pop. It's not gonna.
Usually the white belts get hurt and like
Dude, I'm telling you, I get hurt.
You have bad luck, man.
This bruise is from my shot on Saturday on white, and that one was a stinger that Alfred just like a hot poker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking of returning to the knee.
Yeah.
Not even have the, freaking feeling yet.
Yeah, it was just,
There's a weird torque on that knee.
it just popped. Like without it being locked in.
Well, the price is you get on video.
Yeah, we'll be able to see exactly what happened.
You'll remember this thing forever.
I'm gonna have to rep the cane.
Yeah, no, right? This is not an excuse to get out of the
I'm just gonna ref from a chair. I'm gonna use a laser pointer. You! Come point over that direction.
We can give you one of the bean bags you just pick.
Yeah!
Like, time! Bam!
I had a lot of good reviews in that rep.
Hey, we accommodate the disabled.
Yeah, right!
We believe in reasonable accommodations.
True.
Oh, look at him. A death rack.
Yep.
Do we have anyone that's legally blind? That's sort of good. Yeah, right? Yeah, legally blind.
Grab it.
Oh, man.
Well, luckily my doctor won't tell me that it's too dangerous doing jiu-jitsu, so I gotta quit. Right, Steve? Steve.
If you need an ortho referral, just let me know.
Yeah. Throw me down for some biking interview. Wait, that's on camera. Never mind. Why is it so silent?
Like two most
I'm
advanced
bummed.
people in here.
I thought we had a good ball too. I was excited to like go back and watch it again because I was like, no, we were doing good, hitting counters on each other, getting stuff locked in, and getting out of it. And then that in the transition.
Fire, 5 hands to go.
You know what? I would just yell at
Busy. Yeah. So, working on another gig. I'm there for now.
Yeah, no, I heard it.
Did you know? Yeah.
I did. And then I heard,
Oh yeah. It was mainly the visual to me when I saw it pop and shake. Oh. Actually, that is the one that I always show people when you're doing like the reason why you is that when you're doing the triangle, you feel under your hamstring, like there's no tension there. You pull back on your toes, and that pulls that tendon tight, and then you can choke it back in.
I thought you got out and you started spinning. I was like, shit. I gotta let you drink that up.
Well, he's one of the two ones, but he's always good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So he's good. Amazing. I used to do the same thing. I want to know what you and do that.
I thought like a couple of those meals, so like I thought like that's pretty good, and then you're like, yeah.
I have feet coughs, so we're going to touch my feet. When you were like this, you stay on the feet.
So like when I want to show you what it's like. If I'm with somebody and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta get rid of it. I usually dive down, if I'm going to be punched up, usually like try to stall. So I'm trying to push your leg. So you trying to grow like, you know, yeah. So, yeah.
We'll see. It's not on.
Last round, guys. Switch partners, swap hands. You guys are all set up.
Unless you want to roll something
Get my ass kicked behind the wheel. I don't know about that.
I feel your pain. I hate it for you, man.
There. Figure four. Underhook his leg. Nope. Go back under. Oh, now you
Good job, yeah.
Post and come
I
up.
just didn't want to turn anymore. It was like all of a sudden it was built.
Good job, dude.
Sometimes I feel like the wrong hand, sometimes I block the knee.
Yeah.
That was payback. Like you sleeping, I'll sleep too. See, get your elbow back, he's on your tricep. Get that there you go, good. Now work on a 2-on-1 frame. Bridge to your hip. Big bridge to your right and get that elbow down. Big bridge to your right. Big bridge and get that elbow down. Big bridge. You know he's straight behind you. You can use one foot to kick one of his hooks off and then step your other foot inside. Yeah, push and then step to the inside. There you go. Now big bridge to your right and get that elbow down. Like put your side to your left at the end. Clear the brake line, big bridge, get that elbow down. Elbow up to the right. Big bridge to the right. There you go, good. Good. Good recovery. Now keep your hand, don't do that, keep your hands down. Big bridge to your right, get your elbow, cover your elbow. So keep your head on the choke.
Trying to take you back.
Elbow down, good. Now get your tricep back. Get behind your tricep, you want to get that forearm across the fly and your tricep. You can bring your elbow down and nope. There you go. Bring it down across his belly. Yeah. Yeah. Down across his belly. 2-on-1 frame on his hip. Extend him. Good. That will relieve the pressure. Good.
Oop, got it. Sneak it on in. So, I'm going, when it comes to like leg locks, it's all about the knee. So, just getting past that knee line. That's what's helped me the last few weeks. Is looking at the knee line, like, all right, I can look at that submission if I'm past their knee line. If they're working on submission, if I can get my knee out of their knee line. So it's all about.
See it.
big extension next time you get that lockdown.
Yeah, they are.
Time, line it up. He's got a good pressure, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so if you think Alright, what a class, everybody. Did anybody enter into over, game over, or ultimate game over? Let me get the Russian knee knot.
Not the Russian knee knot.
Russian knee knot is a very strong position, very brutal. Anybody get the reap where they stuck their foot to the far side? A couple of you did, nod your head. Good.
Yes, it was.
Anybody break mark? Did anybody have any questions or anything about today? Coach, you got anything?
No, thanks for having me. Amazing class. You guys are amazing. Hey, thank you very much. I'll see you guys soon.
Thanks for coming.
Thank
Hope
you.
to see you
Thank
again.
you.
All right, y'all have a good one. We got no heat over mat tomorrow. Come on back in.
Thank you so much.
See Kevin.
No, you know I'm
Everybody.
Hey guys, let's line up, get a quick picture once you're done shaking hands. Yeah, good to see it. Let's see. We'll do a selfie. All right, guys, line up at scrunch in. Pablo, come on in. There. All right, I think we can see everybody. All right, 1, 2, 3, smile. All right. What's phone number?
For WhatsApp of message?
Yeah.
954.
No, it's just some. It's just
ligaments or something.
Yeah,
Fine.
it's fine. See, my doctor says.
You
got like 3 of them in your knee. How many do you need?
want to try locking that up?
I mean, enough to wrap. That's all we need.
That's right. I mean, I can stand.
I do need my
Yeah.
Yep. Great roll, man. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for
DC all set. Thank you, Cody.